Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And your boy DP here with you, man. I've been gone for a little second, but your boy is back. Had a few things I had to take care of, but I had to talk to y'all about this football that I didn't get to talk to y'all about or give y'all my thoughts or opinions on, you feel me? But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about the Natty game a little bit. We're going to talk about the NFL playoffs, the conference championship games, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. And yeah, I might mention Miami Hurricanes' new hire also. So with that being said, Ohio State Buckeyes are the national champions, man. And I'm not surprised. I seen this coming, you feel me? Couldn't no one tell me that they didn't think the Ohio State Buckeyes were going to win this game. Even though I'm a Miami fan, I'm a hater. I didn't like neither team that was in this game. But hey, man, to each his own. Ohio State did what they were supposed to do in the transfer portal and also in the offseason to get the job done, man. They got some key pieces, especially a big-time freshman in Jeremiah Smith, and they had some hell of a quarterback play from Will Howard to get the job done, man. The game was won. What the score was. 34-23. And honestly, the whole entire first half, Ohio State controlled the game, man. They controlled the momentum, they controlled the floor of the game, and they controlled the trenches, man. They controlled the line of the scrimmage. And I'm not surprised. I kind of figured Ohio State was going to be a little too much for Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame, they got a good team, don't get me wrong. Well, they had a good team this year because a lot of them players, they're going to graduate or go to the league. But to each his own, they had a good team. Riley Leonard, he had a pretty good game. He gave it everything he had. And Great House, the wide receiver, he showed up for him also. If they could have got a little bit more from the running game, maybe this game would have, went to overtime possibly, maybe. But the running game really couldn't get established for the most part for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And, that's their bread and butter. They like to run the ball all year. But I really got to give credit to Will Howard, man. Will Howard had a hell of a game, man. I want to talk about some of the stats a little bit. 17-21, 231 passing yards, and 2 passing TDs. And he also had 16 carries with 57 rushing yards on the ground. Will Howard, to me, definitely had a flawless game. Like, he was a good pickup for Ohio State in the offseason. And even though Miami gave him a look and we went with Cam Ward, we got him from going to the NFL. Will Howard probably wouldn't have been a bad choice either, if we end up with him. But I don't think we would have went to the Natty if we had Will Howard, you feel me? Because our defense was pathetic. But back to the topic at hand, man. Will Howard had a flawless game. He had one of the best games that a quarterback can have in the season. And it wasn't no astronomical numbers or no blow-away stats or anything like that. But he played a clean game. He was damn near perfect out there. And when you got Will Howard playing like that with all the weapons that Ohio State already got, the win was just up for grabs for Ohio State. You feel me? It was an easy victory for the most part, especially how they dominated the first half. It started looking ugly in the second half, but not so much. I still feel like, me personally, that Ohio State had control over the entire game. Even though Notre Dame fought back in the second half and made the score look a little bit more respectful. And I'm just surprised that kicker missed the kick down there at the 30. You're in the dome, son. How you missing kicks at 30-yard line? You in the dome. You're tripping, young man. You're tripping. But also, man, Quishon Junkins was toting that rock, and he was a big playmaker in this game also. With 11 carries, 100 rushing yards, 9.1 yards per carry, and 2 rushing TDs, man. Quishon Junkins was running that rock hard, and the stiff arm he gave that one defensive back when he got his first rushing touchdown, I want to say, was nasty. He damn near dribbled that boy head off the turf. It was just disgusting out there. And shout out to big game Jeremiah Smith. I'm talking about Jeremiah Swift. So that must mean the Kansas City Chiefs gonna win the Super Bowl. I'm just playing. But Jeremiah Smith, man, had 5 receptions in the game with 88 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown, 17.8 yards per kick. Man, Jeremiah Smith is a dangerous young man, and I wish my Hurricane fans stopped the talk. thinking Jeremiah Smith is going to leave Ohio State. The man ain't leaving there. The man going to spend his time at Ohio State and go to the league unless he just get homesick, which I doubt it. I don't think that young man got that kind of mentality. I think he's a more mature version of Terrell Owens, and Terrell Owens is a dog. He's one of the best wide receivers in NFL history. Maybe some of the antics wasn't all, feel me, what people like to see as far as some of the stuff people say he wasn't a good team player and all that, blah, blah, blah. Forget all that, because Terrell Owens was a GOAT when he was out on that football field, one thing about it. And Jeremiah Smith, his game set skill set kind of reminds me of Terrell Owens. But I feel like Jeremiah Smith is a more mature version of Terrell Owens. Just to say that. But Ohio State got the job done. And I want to say they also had 7 tackles for loss on the day. So they was really getting into Notre Dame backfield a lot in this game. I said from the jump, they was controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball for the most part. But like I was saying, I really got to give a lot of credit to Will Howard, man. Will Howard's down there flawless. I think he had a 99.1 QBR rating in this game. Hell of a game by Will Howard. Congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Oh, that sucks, man. But hey, Miami, we got to get it together, dog. We got to do better. We got to do better out here. You feel me? We got to do better. Now we finna talk about the NFL a little bit, dog. Listen, the NFL playoffs kind of disappointed me a little bit. You feel me? It'd be hard for me to be a fan of the NFL like I was when I was a kid. When I was a jitterbug, dog, I was infatuated with the NFL. I could tell you down to every player on every roster because I had mad and I'm going through all the rosters, this, that, and the third. Like, I was a real fanatic. But that year when they did not let Beast Mode run it in from the 1 yard line, it really affected me with the NFL. But I'm moving on because I only started saying that because the Ravens really disappointed me, man. It's like you got Derrick Henry and you refuse to use the I formation. I see the Bills, they running the freak out the ball every time in the playoffs. The Ravens do not decide to take advantage of the run game. When they did have Derrick Henry and they did use him and let him run the ball, it was positive. But no, you put the game in the hands of Mark Andrews. And I ain't mad at Mark Andrews because he didn't catch the ball. Because they should have been running that rock the whole game anyways. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they should have been using their legs the entire game. They should have forgot passing even existed, to be honest with you. But to each his own, man. They seen the Bills out there running that raw. James Cook really turned up in these playoffs, man. I got to give him his credit also. I got to give James Cook his just due because he did his thing. Because I'm going to talk about that game also, man. But the first game I want to talk about is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. The NFC Conference Championship game. Philly put the smackdown on the Washington Commanders, which I kind of figured was going to happen. I was surprised the Washington Commanders made it this far. But Philly defeated the Washington Commanders 55-23. I had to make sure the score was correct. That's why I looked down. Excuse me. But before I talk about the game in detail, and I ain't going to talk about it that much in detail, but before I talk about the game, I got to give a shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. The young man really put that organization on his shoulders and carried them all the way to the NFC Conference Championship. Even though they didn't win, I got to give him his respect. I got to give him his kudos because I thought he was a pretty good quarterback at LSU. But I never would have thought he would have came to the NFL and make noise the way he did this year. The young man is a baller, man, and is poised, just calm, cool, and collect, and don't seem like nothing get to him. Kind of remind me of Cam Ward, you feel me, at the U. But Jaden Daniels already got him a Heisman, did his thing, and did his bit when he was at LSU, man. It's just like the way he handled the Tampa Bay Bucks, he looked like a vet out there. The way he handled the Detroit Lions, I did not expect them to beat the Detroit Lions for nothing in this world. If you would have came and told me, oh yeah, man, the Commanders gonna beat the Detroit Lions, I'd look at you silly. But I don't know what in the world the Lions was doing out there. You went out there and didn't use your lead. Well, honestly, I can't say Jamar Gibbs, he really went off that game. It's just Jaden Daniels was a little bit better, man. I gotta give a man this respect. I gotta give him a shout out. Even though the Eagles ain't allowed that, because the Eagles, they got one of the best defenses in the league. You feel me? Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. They was one of my favorite teams growing up. But I gotta give the boy Jaden Daniels credit, man. The young man is really the truth in Sutton Series. And if he can add some good weight to his frame, he's gonna be trouble, man. He's gonna be trouble. Might have another Lamar Jackson out here, but he can make a name for himself. Jaden Daniels. We gotta get a young man a nickname, feel me, something catchy. And I also gotta give a shout out to Terry McLaurin, man. That wide receiver, he had a hell of a playoff run. Also, he was Jaden Daniels' bread and butter, safety net, the whole playoff series. Well, this playoff round. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. But each playoff game, I'm talking about playoff round, playoff series. Maybe I am saying it right, whatever. But I'm giving a shout out to those guys at the Washington Commanders. Nobody would have thought coming into this season those guys would have made it to the NFC Championship game. But let's talk about the winners, man. Philly, oh Philly, man. I love to see Philadelphia Eagles do good, because when I was growing up, I was a big fan. I already told you this. I'm talking about go back to the McNabb days, the Randall Cunningham days, you feel me? Had Lito Shepherd, all them boys out there. I loved to run when T.O. came to town in Philly and did his thing. Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick, Jeremy McCollum. I loved them days, man. But I kind of got away from the NFL for a few years, you feel me, after that one Super Bowl. But hey, I love when I see the Eagles do good from afar. I love the fact that recently they don't have a few Super Bowl runs and won a couple of Super Bowls, you feel me, in recent years. The Eagles don't build themselves to one of those organizations to where they're going to be a contender year in and year out, and I can respect that, you feel me? I like that. Nowadays, I'm a big fan of all the Florida teams in the NFL, but I still got a place in my heart for the Philadelphia Eagles, because, they was one of my teams I loved to root for growing up as a kid. But shout out to Jalen Hurts, man, for doing his thing, man. Only missed 8 passes on the day with 246 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. But the man with the plan, Saquon Barkley, way to get it done, big guy. 15 carries, 118 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and 7.9 yards per carry. The Commanders couldn't do nothing with them. Whatever you do, that's what you got to do to win games out here in the NFL, especially playoff games. You got to come bring your D, and you got to run that rock. You got one of the best running backs in the league. Take advantage of having that and using him to his full potential, you feel me? Something that the Ravens should have did with Derrick Henry, but nah. I'm talking about you got the biggest running back in the league, and you will not go in our formation. It's crazy to me. But back to the winners. Philly defense really did a good job of playing against Jaden Daniels. Even though Jaden Daniels still looked at poise out there and looked calm, like wasn't nothing getting to him. But they sacked him 3 times, and they had 4 tackles for loss. So the Eagles defense showed that they are a very top defense in the NFL. A very top defense probably don't make no sense, but I'm country. So you gotta bear with me, man. Your boy country, so your boy ain't no scholar around here or nothing like that. So don't take my head off when I say certain things, certain ways, you feel me? But y'all get in the chats, let me know how y'all feel me, about everything I'm talking about. Y'all can call me crazy or anything, you feel me? I'm not gonna get offended. I'm not gonna get mad about none of that. But also I gotta talk about the Chiefs and the Bills, man. The Chiefs won 32-29. It was a pretty good game, honestly. This was a better game than the NFC Conference Championship game. The AFC Conference Championship game was the battle of the big dogs when it came to the QBs. 2 of the best QBs in the NFL. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, which both guys had good games, man. I can't lie. Josh Allen was 22 of 34, 237 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. And Pat Mahomes was 18 of 26 with 245 passing yards and 1 passing TD. But I gotta give Pat Mahomes credit also, because my dog say he will not be denied, because he got 2 touchdowns with his legs also on the day. Pat Mahomes with 11 attempts, 11 carries for 43 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. My boy would not be denied. He wanted that win no matter what. And for me watching the game, I really gotta say, man, Kansas City is a very fast team, if we're being honest, especially on offense. You feel me? Defense pretty fast too, don't get me wrong, but the offense is very fast. And when I think about the Super Bowl, man, it's gonna be what team wanted more, if I'm being honest. Because when I really watched the Kansas City Chiefs, one would think they had a better roster in past years. For me personally, I have felt like they had better rosters as in the guys that's actually on the team in past years. But it's something about this roster, like they're playing together so well. It's a lot of camaraderie. Like it's like they feed off each other's energy. Also, I don't know what to get from what I'm trying to say or how I'm trying to explain it. And I also want to give credit in this game to my boy James Cook also, man. He's been running hard all playoffs, like I said earlier, and been giving it his all, man. This game, he really looked like Dalvin Cook when Dalvin Cook was at FSU. When Dalvin Cook was at FSU, he was a monster. James Cook, college years at Georgia, it wasn't nothing like just crazy, but he was a dog at Georgia, don't get me wrong. But this year was one of the best years of his season as far as an NFL running back and James Cook. James Cook did his thing this year, and he was running that rock all year, and I like to see that. I'm the type of guy that love to see guys run that football, if y'all don't know it by now. I love to see people running the rock and playing good hard-nosed defense. Now, the passing and stuff, hey, I like that. I played DB in high school, so hey, I ain't tripping on that, you feel me? I like a good passing attack here and there. But when you can just run the ball and take the wheel out of the other team, it's nothing like that. Because they just feel defeated, and they know it was nothing they could do to win this game because they couldn't stop the run. But I gotta give it up to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Will the Eagles stop these guys from three-pointing? Will it happen? Let's talk about Super Bowl a little bit since I'm on this topic, man. Will the Eagles stop the Kansas City Chiefs from three-peating? That is a big historical thing that the Kansas City Chiefs could possibly do if they get this done. I just wonder if the NFL is going to allow this game just to be played on the field. Because if this game is allowed to be played on the field, me personally, I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have the better roster. I'm just saying. And I'm rooting for the Eagles to win, honestly. And I wouldn't get mad if Pat Mahomes, boy, get his 3rd straight ring in a row, because he already got 3. But if he can three-peat, listen, he cold. And I ain't even mad at that. So to me, how much does the NFL really like Pat Mahomes? Are they willing to let my dog get a three-peat? Or are they going to let this game be played out on the field? And I prefer them to let the game be played out on the field. Don't rig it up or nothing like that. Don't tell the refs, hey man, do whatever you can to make sure the Chiefs win this game and blah, blah, blah. And I don't care if Vegas and everybody putting their money on Philly or whatnot, just because they feel like Philly gonna win, and Vegas is gonna feel like, hey, we ain't finna lose all that money, so we gonna make sure the Chiefs win this game. Nah, I don't want to feel like it's rigged. So NFL, just let the game play out on the field, because it might get ugly out there for the Kansas City Chiefs, even though they pretty good this year. You know, they won 15 games for a reason. I can't take that from them, but I just feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have the better roster. And the NFC, at this point, I feel like it's the tougher conference. Now, the AFC, they got some tough divisions over there. Like, I don't know the particular division that the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Ravens, Browns, Steelers. Who else over there? Oh yeah, and Cincinnati. Like, that's a pretty good conference right there. I mean, pretty good division right there. So the AFC got some divisions that's pretty good, but for the most part, I feel like the tougher teams are in the NFC. They over there hitting in the NFC. You feel me? But we shall see, man. But I'm gonna pick the Eagles to win this game. I don't know where is the spread at this moment, but it really don't matter when you talk about NFL. All these guys professionals, and these are the two best teams in the league right now. But I feel like the Eagles go out here and get Pat Mahomes, make him uncomfortable, and take away his safety blanket. Especially, like, if you could take away Travis Kelce, I don't know if Taylor Swift got a new album coming out or anything, because they might rig it up for that to happen also, who knows. But take away Travis Kelce, limit Pat Mahomes from doing, the Pat Mahomes things that he can do as far as all that wild stuff. Keep him under control, keep him under wraps, keep that pressure on him. Don't hit him too much because they might throw a flag, but make sure he feel you and let you know, let him know you're there. If you got a Max Crosby, just touch him every time. Just to, play mind games with him, do that. And on offense, Philly, man, you got so many weapons on offense, but make sure the main weapon is Saquon Barkley. You ain't let him get the NFL rushing record, so let him do some crazy things in this Super Bowl. Let him get some kind of Super Bowl record. And when all else fails, you got skinny Batman on the outside, and you got Mr. Unguardable A.J. Brown over there outside. And your tight end, I can't think of his name, but he's pretty good too. We got best offense in the NFL, offensive line in the NFL. So take advantage of that. But it get hard. I ain't gonna say it get hard, but it be hard to beat Pat Mahomes, man, number 15 in Kansas City. The man is the truth, and he's serious. And a lot of people, they crack under the pressure when it's time to face the Kansas City Chiefs, but we shall see. But with that being said, I'm picking the Eagles to win this game, and hopefully the Eagles come through. I ain't telling you to place the bet on them, because if I don't want nobody mad at me because they don't play their Super Bowl bet on the team that lost. But that's who I personally want to win, the Philadelphia Eagles. So go Eagles, fly high, baby. And before I get out of here, I want to talk about the Miami Hurricane, the new defensive back hire, Zach Efridge. You feel me? Last season he was at Houston, coaching their defensive backs, and he also had, I want to say, a 3-year stint at Auburn, you feel me, coaching their defensive back. And I heard he sent a few guys to the NFL, But me personally, I got to see that to you, baby. No matter what you do over there, or what you do here, if you don't do that to you, it don't matter to me. Just being honest. I've been hearing that it's a pretty good hire, but I hear that by everybody we hire. It's a pretty good hire. I gotta see it at you, man. I can't go off on empty bets, man, or something you did at a program prior. Because a lot of coaches, they get to you, and it seems like they forget how to coach. We had Kevin Steele here, Charlie Strong. We had one of the Navy SEAL A1 top recruiting and coaching staff the first year Mario was here, and we went 5-7. So I'm at the point now I gotta be shown. You feel me? I can't go off what you did when you was somewhere else. I gotta see what you're gonna do when you at the U. But go Canes, baby, when it comes to that. But hopefully, the Canes have a good season this year. Cause me right now, I don't know, man. I ain't even seen the roster, but I'm feeling like an 8 or 9 win season coming. Just cause the schedule ain't as easy as it was the year prior. This schedule ain't no cakewalk, I don't feel like. Some people disrespect the ACC, saying, the ACC ain't nothing. Why you worry about teams in the ACC? Because I'm kind of realistic at this point with my Hurricanes. I'm not the Miami Hurricane fan that just going to be like, we're going 12-0 every year, or we're going to win 11-0. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to do that. I'm just be realistic, man. The Hurricanes ain't been the Hurricanes of the old days in a long time. So we one of them middle of the road teams until we actually do something. Hell, we can't even win a bowl game 2 or 3 years in a row. So you gotta be real with yourself. Until we able to be Clemson, like as in take care of business in the ACC, because for the most part, even though last year they lost 3 games, but Clemson, they take care of business when it comes to playing ACC teams. And that's something we gotta do. We can't be out here in dog fights with teams and struggling on defense, looking embarrassing. We had no more offense last year, still couldn't get stuff done. So we shall see what Coach Zach efforts, bringing to the youth. Hopefully, he develop our guys and have them ready to go to the league. Because I heard he put some guys in the league, you feel me? So we shall see, man. But with that being said, your boy DP is out. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that. Call me ugly, tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Do as you please in the comment section. Just don't put no wild stuff in there now, you feel me? But do as you please, you feel me? It's your world, correct? But with that being said, all about it, gotta throw that thing up. Like, share, subscribe, and your boy's out, baby. Well, guess I ain't out yet. Now I'm out. Deuces.